everyone, how's it going? I'm WoWcrendor. Welcome back to the whiteboard. We got some important news today. I have been hired by Blizzard 2 years ago to develop Project Titan. You may be wondering, what is Project Titan? Well, luckily today, I can give you some of the first-hand information about what this game is. You may be wondering, WoWcrendor, what is this game and why are you off camera right now? It's a great question. That's because it creates dramatic effect. It creates mysterious events that create more traction to the video. So, without further ado, let's get started on what Project Titan is. So now you may be saying, WoWcrendor, what is Project Titan? What is this project you've been working on? Great question. That product that we've been working on for all of you people is WoW 2. WoW 2. I know we've said in the past that it is not anything related to World of Warcraft, that it's got FPS elements. That was a lie. Full-blown lie to trick everyone. It has been WoW 2 the entire time. Why would we give up on the super profitable World of Warcraft that everyone loves that makes us a bunch of money? Makes no sense. Boom! So as the leader of development, I knew what people wanted. People wanted realism. People wanted realism. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to bring the realism to WoW 2 because that is going to bring back all of that hardcore fan base that really just wants to play World of Warcraft and be hardcore, super hardcore, and, you know, who doesn't want realism in a video game? I think everyone does. Everyone does. So next up, I have to warn you that this game is not even an alpha yet. This is in the microbiotic cell stage. If you want, here's alpha, beta, and then the FL, the full launch. Those are some code words if you didn't know them in the industry. But before that, we have the micro stage. Then there's the cell stage. Then there's the micro cell stage. And then there's the microbiotic cell stage. So really, this format is what all games are based off. And right now, we're right here. And you know where we were before that is just the idea stage. Idea. Blizzard's texting me right now. Hold on. Yeah, we can ignore that. Alright, so this is the cycle of life. Cycle of life. With that said, here's a few of the key features we've been working on. Now, what happens with player housing? People get a house on a piece of land and they can do stuff with it, right? We decided to go a step further. What does this look like? Does it look like a kidney? It's not. It could be, though, if you wanted it to be. Look at that, it's a kidney. He's a happy kidney. But really, what is this? It's a piece of land. You can draw rivers. You can make trees. You can have mountains. You can have a bunch of mountains. You know what this is? This is land development, and it is a key feature in World of Warcraft 2. Land development. So with the land development system, you can buy a zone, and then you build on it. You build all the things you want on it. And then you can add dungeons that you will create yourself, raids. Let's say this is a raid, this is a dungeon. What else do you want to add? You can add houses with NPCs. You know, it's entirely up to you. It's an entire mod-based friendly atmosphere for people that know what they're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to have a bad time. That's why we're eliminating the casuals. But the casuals will be allowed to go to these places. Bam! Breakthrough. Hardcore people design it. Casuals run it. Now this is where it gets even more fun and more realistic. We have added real-time loans to the Blizzard store. So if you don't want to go out and gather those resources to build your stuff, you can take out realistic loans because of how much money it's going to cost. So let's say you want to take out a $20,000 loan, right? We have 4 major bank partners you can partner with to take out your loan. Obviously, we'll do a credit check there. And then you can pay that off in either gold or real money. Now, what happens if you are trying to do this and you miss a payment, well, then you're going to get a warning. What happens if you miss 2 payments? You're going to get another warning and an angry letter from a lawyer. But what happens if you miss all 3 payments and you strike out? That's where it gets real fun. This is where the realism comes to life. You're going to get a real lawsuit and a real foreclosure. Now what happens with a real foreclosure and lawsuit is we're going to go down here, a little bit of fun, and you get real-time bankruptcy. Wait, what does this say? Next up we have heard, oh my god. I'm just reading my script I wrote, business plan. So next up, we've heard your cries for realism on the detailed front. So what we've done is mounts. So there's a mount, here he is, he's your happy little mount, there he is. He's got a head, he's got some ears, I don't know what kind of animal he is, but there he is, he's got a tail. Everything's going great. He needs food. He needs food to survive now. There's a piece of pizza, right? If you don't feed him, he will die now. Your mounts can die. But, luckily, you only have to feed your active mount. We're still thinking about whether or not you have to feed all your mounts, but it is a possibility, depending on how realistic people would like their gaming experience. Now, there's also going to be this for pets, and even characters. Everybody needs to eat. But what happens when your character doesn't eat a healthy diet based around their race? Let's say you're an undead, right? You're an undead, you're just made of bones and whatever, there's the undead. He needs to eat other people and flesh. Right, so there's the dead person, he needs to eat that flesh, but an orc can't do that. If an undead eats a salad, let's say he finds some leafy greens on the ground and he eats those, that's against his diet. That will instantly kill you, and you're dead forever. It's like hardcore Diablo. You will be dead forever, and that's that. This is a great point to bring up now, because your characters have a lifespan. Your characters have a lifespan. They will be created, and they will live to a certain point based on their health, their physical activity, various factors on the timeline. So every character is going to die eventually. But what happens when they do die? Great question. Your character will go from their timeline, looks like a football, from the end of death. That's American football for all you non-Americans out there. And it's going to go right down here to Purgatory. But everybody is a ghost in Purgatory. So we got a bunch of ghosts, right? Bunch of ghosts. There we go. And what happens when you're a ghost? Bunch of ghosts. What happens? What happens? So now we have ghost battles. What happens when you win the ghost battle war? That's a good question. The winner becomes a god. The winner becomes a god, and he creates an entire heaven and hell for what happens when those players that die now have to suffer the consequences. So they have to go to the god's heaven or hell. And you'll have to play out whatever he has decided is made for you. This may be My Little Pony Adventure Quest heaven. That may be the hell. Who knows? It's all up to this guy, the lead creator and designer of the Ghost Battle winners. So that's all I can talk about, really, for the WoW 2 Titan information. We've talked about the Ghost engine, the land development, the realism, whole bunch of fun stuff coming, but I can't talk about anything else until this video gets to 10,000 likes. Then I'll be able to. So thumbs it up, favorite it, just do whatever, I don't care, whatever.